What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Geek Boutique podcast. This is the Geek Boutique. We are the Geeks and Company. We've got a special guest tonight. And tonight's the last time I film in this damn dining room because I am moving this weekend. And in that honor, I'm also wearing my favorite.
Oh, gosh.
Such an idiot.
I have one for sale right here if you want to buy it. Right there.
Yeah. Do not buy that shirt.
We're bringing it back, bud. We're bringing it back. I guarantee you. Of course, as always.
As always.
Mr. Jeffrey.
But not next week.
Not next week.
No, because I'll be at Fan Expo. So I won't be joining you kids next week.
That's right.
But this week, I'm here. I'm queer. No. I wish I had a beer because I don't. I'm out. I'm dry.
That's not a good
What's going on, guys? Yeah, it's been a hell of a
I just went two different directions there.
Just all over the place. Got any more solos? I'll take one. Yeah. I had a really great time at the Fergus Scottish Festival. I did miss you guys at VonCon, but you guys had an amazing time, so I'm looking forward to hearing about that. I saw some pictures and video rolling in on the socials. It looked pretty darn cool. I've seen a shit ton of footage of the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be that was there. That looked pretty darn cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a lot of video taken of me. Oh, you mean
Not to be outdone, kids. R to the B to the D is here. What's going on, buddy?
to the D.
Right in the D.
Yeah. I'm just here trying to make it to 200, and then I'm out. No.
He came in late. He leaves early.
Yeah.
Rob the back guy, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Special guests, you've heard him already. If you're not seeing him, Mr. Noah, the
Hello,
Freakish
everyone.
Workshop. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. It's good to be back.
Been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. But I mean, hey, it feels like we just saw each other yesterday. So
Well, that's because we kind of did, because you were
Yes.
also at VonCon. You had a table at VonCon.
I did.
Talk about that a little bit later, but that was a good time.
It was.
I did a lot of dancing on a really bad foot, and that didn't help me this week. I'm still limping a little bit now, but yeah, that was a blast. You get a bunch of people in the chat already.
We do.
Actually, a lot of people that were at VonCon. Tiffany saying hi, first one here. And then Keith with the perfect response. Didn't know it was a race. What's up, guys? Andrew Saxon, who was also at VonCon. By the way, Tiffany was at VonCon as well. Capes and Chaos were there. Their booth was bumping all weekend.
Oh yeah.
Jen is in the chat. Hello, Jen. She's not here, but she's here. Red Moon Cosplay. Whoops.
Red Moon Glassworks.
Red Moon Glassworks. Hi, gang. Hope everyone's enjoying the sunshine. Finally.
I've been too busy. I'm just in my basement.
A little bit. Because it's been a sweaty week. And finally today is a little more normal, but on the weekend at VonCon.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, my Predator suit's a little stinky, I'll tell you that. Silky, happy Thursday, friend. Silky's actually made a new intro for us that we will be getting to a little bit later. Mr. Michael is there. Andre is there.
Bob, it's an onion. What's going on, Bob?
Bob is there. What's up,
Good to see you.
Bob? Halloween Queen is there. Mr. Jeffrey, what is that T-shirt that you're wearing? That looks like a Funko Pop.
It is property of Negan. It came in. I think it came with a Funko Pop, so I was like, all right, I kind of like that character.
Sorry, it came with the Funko Pop.
I believe it came with a Funko Pop. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a very, very old shirt. I don't wear it very often, but it's yeah. Gotta represent my guy.
Fair enough. I mean, I think we should just get into it. Might as well. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
He's so proud. He's so proud when it's the ones that he puts together. It's great. Here on the news this week, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was a pretty thin week on the ground for news. So there's a lot of like, hey, this actor said this, and then this actor said that. There's a lot of that going around. So I apologize. There's not a lot of actual like hardcore news for you guys. I can tell you though that Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen were both at Fan Expo Boston. They were asked some very direct questions because a bunch of rumors came out in regards to their future appearances within the Star Wars franchise. Hayden Christensen was pretty upfront about it. He is going to appear in Ahsoka season 2, and it is going to be in increased capacity.
Mhm.
At the same time, they asked him if they wanted to do like an Anakin Skywalker show of some kind, would he be interested in doing it? And he said 100%. So he would be down.
Ooh.
Pretty much anything as far as that goes.
Mhm.
Ewan McGregor, though, who was rumored to also be reprising the role of Obi-Wan Kenobi in season 2 of Ahsoka, was also asked directly if that was going to happen, and he said no, definitively no. And in fact, he said he has no bookings of any kind coming up in any Star Wars properties. So,
Really?
yes.
Huh.
But
So,
even if he did, do you think he'd be telling?
no, but I do find it interesting. The rumors were already out that he was looking to appear. Now, since then, Lucasfilm themselves have officially said he will not appear in Ahsoka season 2. So I think you can probably take that to the bank now. But yeah, I have a feeling Ewan probably doesn't need Star Wars quite as badly as Hayden Christensen probably does.
Mm.
So I'm sure Ewan's got other projects on the go that he's going to be involved in. And that's just, I think overall, he's just been a much more prolific, successful actor than maybe Hayden has been. So I'm sure Hayden is pretty eager to get back into the Star Wars world now that everybody suddenly loves him for whatever weird reason, even though he's dog shit in those prequel movies. But hey, whatever floats your boats, kid. Spider-Man Brand New Day feature D1 featurette has gone up online. So I think Marvel just got tired of Tom Holland just leaking the shit out of everything on his own.
That's exactly what it is.
They've just decided to start doing it anyway. So we've already seen the new suit, and not just like a weird, like off super close angle of it like we initially saw, but now you see the whole suit. There's a shit ton of videos and photos of him swinging around and flipping around and actually swinging on ropes or webs, I guess in this case, in the suit. So if you're at all interested in Brand New Day, you're getting your fill as far as that goes. Speaking of Brand New Day, there is a casting rumor going around right now that Joe Carey, who played Steve from Stranger Things, is rumored to be playing Harry Osborn.
I saw that
in the new Spider-Man film. Yeah, so that is not official. It's not confirmed. Like I said, this is the week for a lot of like rumors or he should, she should type stuff. But casting wise, I don't think it's terrible. I mean, I haven't seen him really in anything but Stranger Things, but he's good on that. So, and it is kind of about time if they're going to introduce Harry Osborn into that Sony/Marvel.
Yeah, they have to at one point, right?
Yeah, you would think, right? And now we've seen Willem Dafoe, but I mean an alternate version or whatever from a different universe, blah 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 blah. But I mean, now that you've piqued the interest for Osborn to be in this universe, it makes sense to bring Harry in, right?
I was going to say it's very much anything Osborn is a precursor to Goblin, and so choosing when to introduce Goblin, whether or not that's Hobgoblin at first or if it's Green Goblin, like I think that has probably been a pretty careful decision or consideration. But I think considering he has, because of No Way Home, you're going to have a new cast of friends that Peter Parker makes. It's a good idea to get Osborn involved now. I think.
I don't really think unless they veered wildly from the comics, I don't really think we can get Hobgoblin since they've already established the gentleman in this universe that would become Hobgoblin, and I don't see them making that transition in this particular case. But again, who knows?
He's been rumored to be Hobgoblin for a while now, so we might introduce Hobgoblin. It just won't be Harry Osborn.
No, Harry is not Hobgoblin. Ned Leeds is Hobgoblin. Ned Leeds is the guy that's played his best friend throughout the first 3 films, right?
Yeah.
His friend Ned, that was the big boy that got skinny or whatever, broke the Lego Death Star.
Which should have been Harry, but...
Yes, but I think at this point, it would probably be a little bit difficult to transition that beloved best friend character into Hobgoblin. It'd be a cool twist, but I don't know if they would do that at this point. But anyways, regardless. Interesting quote coming out from Alan Tudyk, and I'm only bringing this up because it just came out.
This is the iRobot quote.
Yeah, he was doing a podcast and he was talking about how a lot of people don't even know. So in the movie iRobot, he voices Sonny, the main robot in iRobot. A lot of people don't know that, mostly because Tudyk was removed from all the marketing for the film. He was not invited to the red carpet, nothing, because his character was testing higher and more favorably than Will Smith's character in the film. So the studio stepped in and said, we can't have you in any of the marketing. We have to take you all of it. By the way, Alan is still bitter about it to this day, which is why he's still talking about it.
Well,
the
point of Sonny is to be more favorable than the Will Smith character. That's the whole point of the character.
Kind of. I mean, there is like supposed to be like, I don't want to say a twist, but you're supposed to be initially suspicious of Sonny as Will Smith is, and then you later on in the film find out that Sonny is actually a good guy. But you're up until then, you're supposed to be rooting for Will Smith. The problem is Will Smith is just a giant asshole throughout the whole film.
Well, and that's just it. Yeah.
So. And Alan Tudyk's character is not. Sonny is not. He's a little suspicious and weird at first, but he's a fucking robot. So, like, that makes sense, right? So, it's interesting that he's dropping these bombs now, especially with all the, the Will Smith things that he hasn't had hit in a while. And then, of course, I guess he had a hit at the Oscars, but you know what I mean? Like, it's been a rough time. It's been a rough time for our boy Will Smith. So,
wow.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, that was like low-hanging fruit, guys.
You're gonna bite. You're gonna like eat those words. He's coming back with a hip hop career. Didn't you hear?
Oh, I hope.
Oh yeah,
sure. I can't wait. Parents just don't understand. James, another bomb drop this week. James Cameron was recently talking. They were interviewing him about, of course, the new trailer drop for Avatar: Fire and Ash, and of course, he's working on the next, 17 avatars, whatever the fuck it's going to be. I can't wait for that to be over. But apparently, he's been commissioned to write a new Terminator take. Largely after the last, what was it, Terminator Zero, the anime one came out and was well received, and people dug it.
Yeah.
And apparently somebody wants more Terminator. I don't know who the fuck that is. I can't think of it. Maybe Transformers is the only other franchise I can think that's been beaten deader than the Terminator franchise. But apparently James Cameron is trying to write a new Terminator script, but keeps running into problems because everything that's kind of happening or has happened canonically with Terminator, with AI coming into the forefront and government overreach and everything else, is all fucking happening in real life. So like apparently every time he's going to write shit, it's already happening. So now he's got to like go back. So apparently he's in this huge writer's block and he can't like crack whatever the next Terminator is going to be. But he's convinced that people want it and he's going to write it. I don't know if it's ever going to get made, but I don't know about you, but I kind of hope it doesn't.
I would want it to come out in one scenario, which is based off the fact that I'm a massive Terminator Salvation fan. I think we need another movie in the future. Something needs to happen again in the future that may not be a time travel related thing, but something in the future, in the apocalypse, in John Connor's doing something, or I don't know, Kyle Reese is a bit older before he teleports back. Something to that extent.
Has any other human being on planet Earth ever said, I'm a massive Terminator Salvation fan? Like, has any other human put those exact words like together in one sentence? Because I've never heard that before in my entire life. I didn't hate it, but
I'm a huge fan.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan of Terminator stuff too.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Terminator.
I didn't hate it. I was like a massive fan. That's bold.
The last one was really bad.
Dark Fate.
What's it called? Dark Fate.
Oh, I like Dark Fate better than Genesis.
Yeah, I like Dark Fate better than Genesis too.
Genesis was terrible.
I didn't think either of them were amazing, but I thought Dark Fate was slightly better than Genesis. It was
for sure.
Kind of like two bags of the same shit.
I have never rewatched Genesis. I have rewatched Dark Fate. I'll just like
Andre. Hey, I'm a huge Terminator Genesis. See? More words that have never been all strung together at the same time.
Where's Guinness Book of World Records when you need them?
Okay, I'll tell you what. Out of the three, out of Salvation, Genesis, and Dark Fate, Salvation was the best of those three. But that's like saying it was like
you're saying Salvation's better than Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines.
No. The final three, right? The final three would be Would it be like Salvation, Genesis, and then Dark Fate? Yeah, of those three, Salvation's easily the best of those three, right?
Yeah.
It's all been downhill since 2. Let's be fair, guys.
It has.
Speaking of guys working on things, apparently Johnny Depp has had talks about returning to the Pirates franchise. And again, I don't want to keep bringing this up too, but like talk about another franchise that's just been beaten the hell to death. Now, it has kind of been off screens for a while now, though. I know they've tried to get some going. I know they've tried to get a reboot going. I know they tried to get an all-female cast reboot going. Nothing seems to have happened. Like, can you do Pirates without Depp? And if he wants to come back, do we want a new Pirates movie with Depp in it? Like the last one wasn't great, and the one before that was slightly better than that, but also wasn't great. The original 3 are fantastic, but it feels like they should just kind of stand on their own. Like, do people want a new Pirates movie with Johnny Depp?
I mean, I don't. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna do a shameless.
Really.
I'll do a shameless plug here. Me and Michael Myers on Monday Night Nerd did a whole podcast on IPs that should not get remakes or reboots or anything like that, and we talk about Pirates of the Caribbean in it. So,
as in, it should not get a reboot, or
it should not. Like the first three, like Disney needs to just leave Pirates of the Caribbean alone. You told your story in the first three, and you've failed to do it again in the last two. So just
here's the problem: money. Because if I'm not mistaken, the last two still made money. I think the fourth one made over $1 billion, if I'm not mistaken, and the fifth one, I'm almost positive, On Stranger Tide made over $1 billion.
Really?
Yeah. If it didn't, it got real fucking close. So
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I don't remember the name of the fifth one.
Obviously, if me and JS haven't seen a movie, it can't have hit 1 billion. For sure.
Yeah, Stranger Tides was $1 billion, just over $1 billion.
Yeah. Wow.
First one, 650 million. Second one, Dead Man's Chest, 1.1 billion. At World's End, 960 million. And the last one, Dead Man Tells No Tales, 800 million.
So the the fifth one, which was not good, made $800 million. Wow. Of course, they're going to make another one, boys. Why do you think they've been struggling to get one off the ground? It makes money.
Yeah,
it's like the Transformers movies, right? For a while, they were just cranking them out because they made money, and eventually it did fall off. But like I said, it's been off screens for long enough now that the audience may be ready to revisit it, type of thing. You know what I mean? So, and you've got some of the bigger franchises coming to a close, right?
I'm going to use a line from the series, though. Like, what story could you tell? The edges of the map are being filled in. Like, they just with Dead Men Tell No Tales, they basically just returned to Pirates of the Caribbean with like the Black Pearl, the idea of like ghost pirates and curses and stuff like that. Like, what story could you tell? You've done Blackbeard, you've done Davy Jones. Like, what other pirate kind of legend is out there? Probably the reason why, like, it's like a Terminator scenario. I wonder if the writers just can't think of anything.
Yeah, exactly. Talking about Terminator again for a quick second, Andre here saying Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Sarah Connor Chronicles was phenomenal.
It was Leah Headley that was playing Sarah Connor.
Yep.
And what's her name? The girl
from Firefly.
From Firefly.
Summer Glau.
Summer Glau is the Terminator that comes to help. And badass show. I wish that show would have gone on because it really was very good. By the way, our buddy Richards showed up in the chat.
Yeah, I just texted him. I'm just making sure he's okay.
Yeah, what's up, Richard? How are you doing? I hope you're feeling better. Give me some news, buddy.
Andre, I know, Space Pirates of the Caribbean. Down.
Hey, there you go.
Down.
So Firefly.
There you go.
Exactly. John Boyega recently talked about. Now, John Boyega, who played, of course, Finn in the Star Wars sequels, has not been shy about his dissatisfaction with Star Wars, in particular with the sequels. Apparently, he's come around a little bit in recent times. He did talk about how he still loves Star Wars and he's still a huge Star Wars fan, but he once again talked about his disappointment with what happened with his character, and in particular, when he got the first script for The Force Awakens, he assumed that his character was going to be Force sensitive, there were going to be dueling Jedis, one would turn on the other, him and Rey would have this huge confrontation, which of course ended up being Rey and Kylo instead of Finn, and Finn's storyline was sort of shucked off to the side. So it seems like even after all this time, Boyega is still a little bit bitter about what happened. And I got to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to blame him.
Yeah.
He seemed like a major character in that first film, and I was really digging what was like the thought of like a renegade stormtrooper breaking his conditioning and fighting for the resistance, which is such a cool fucking idea. And then they did absolutely nothing with it.
Yeah.
Is everybody okay over there? Am I hearing an alarm? You good?
All good.
You all right? All right. Speaking of guys, though, talking about franchises, Anthony Starr, who plays the Homelander on The Boys, made an emotional post about the end of the show. So they have wrapped filming on season 5, which is the final season of The Boys. And it looks like our boy Homelander, who did appear in season 1 of Gen V, the spinoff from The Boys, is saying goodbye to the role. The post makes it very clear that he's done playing Homelander. So I don't know if that means he's never going to don the tights again. I don't know if that means they're never going to do a movie. I don't know if that means he's never going to appear in anything else. I don't know what that means for his character overall. I have no clue. I haven't read the comics, and I don't know how close it's going to be to the comics anyways. From what I've heard, it can't be close to the comics, so whatever ending they're going to come up with for the show is going to be different from that. But it looks like he's not regretting it, but he enjoyed his time in the role, which when you see live interviews of him, you wouldn't think that was the case. He's a very, very laid back, I guess would be the nice way to put it, guy. Not the most animated guy as far as that goes.
The rumor going around right now is people are thinking he's going to die somehow. They're going to kill him off.
Yeah, I mean, has there been a more despicable villain on TV in the last 5 years? Probably not. Like, it would be immensely satisfying if his character met some ignominious end. I think it would be way worse for him to live but to be depowered, and for him to have to live just a fucking normie. I think that would be the ultimate comeuppance for him. But yeah,
is that a thing? Am I spoiling something by asking if depowering? So I stopped watching. I haven't watched Gen V, and I was trying to think the first Soldier Boy season, whichever season Soldier Boy shows up in. Okay, that was the last season I think I watched. So I don't know if a lot's happened since then, but
well, you saw Soldier Boy was able to depower Soups, right, with his whole chest blast thing, right? Like that's what he did. That's what his
is that okay? I haven't seen it in a while, so okay. Is that what happens?
So there is canon in the show for that happening. Whether or not it's going to happen to Homelander, who knows? But
gotcha.
I'm personally, that's what I'm rooting for. Ryan Reynolds blew up the internets. I'm sure you've all seen it by now, but Ryan Reynolds made a very cryptic post. No words, no nothing, just the Avengers logo with then a red A scrolled over top of it. So, and it's blown up. It's fucking everywhere, and everybody's got all these ideas as to what it means. Obviously, the most obvious one is that we are going to see Deadpool in Avengers Doomsday and or Secret Wars, which again seems like a no-brainer. I know they've asked Reynolds several times if we're going to get another Deadpool movie, and he keeps saying no. Well, this wouldn't be another Deadpool movie. He would be in one of these ensemble Avengers movies. Maybe we'll finally find out why Thor was crying. I don't know, but
there's always been a rumor, I think, for quite a while since Stan Lee backed up, stopped doing the movies, that Deadpool would be kind of the new Stan Lee cameo, essentially, or at least Wade would be. So I wonder if it's going to be something like that, but you never know. Again, it's been a rumor for so long. So
yeah, but now he's posting it. He's got that posted.
Exactly.
So I mean, clearly he's fan of the Flames as far as that goes, and also raises the question: does that mean we'll get him and Hugh Jackman? Because he's playing Wolverine until he's 90. So I don't know. Finally, guys.
The whole point of Secret Wars is it's going to be bringing heroes from different universes, from different Earths, right? So it would make sense that
well, in the comics, we should say, in the comics, it does.
Fair
they
enough.
Completely disrupt everything if they want to.
Well, they could, but I mean, I feel like this whole Doomsday / Secret Wars combo of movies is exactly what it's going to be. That's why they're doing the Fantastic Four in a different universe, right? It's a different universe, Fantastic Four, that's coming here.
Yeah,
right?
The weird thing is, if he's going to be in Secret Wars, why start the hype now, like pre-Doomsday? Do you know what I mean? Like, it feels like he's going to have something in Doomsday for him to be throwing that up now while they're still filming Doomsday. You know what I mean?
But Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to be like part 1 and part 2, right? They're coming out a year apart.
A year apart, though. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Yep.
And Secret Wars is supposed to completely reboot the MCU. They've officially announced it now.
Well, Feige said specifically, he's like, I don't like using the word reboot because we're not jettisoning everything. It's not a hard reboot where everything that came before is gone.
And Marvel's done this in the comics in a way that DC doesn't. DC has the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it a solid cut. This is now a new thing. Marvel will roll things over into it, and even will have characters that will remember old lives from old universes I don't know what Marvel calls it, but I know DC's got the Crisis on Infinite Earths thing. So Marvel's much better at just rolling things into a new continuity instead of chopping and cutting and starting something brand new. So I bet that's probably what they're
They've said flat out they're going to be focusing on the X-Men for the next phase. So that's cool, right? But I don't think that means they're going to jettison everything that came in the first 5 phases. I think you're still going to see a lot of bleed over from that, especially characters that didn't get a lot to do in those first 5 phases that got introduced. Shang-Chi is a good example. I don't think you're just never going to see Shang-Chi again after Secret Wars. Do you know what I mean? I think they're going to continue with that character or whatever, and probably some select other characters as well that were popular through those phases. But
Right.
who knows? Last but not least, guys, last bit of news, Funko Pop. If you're familiar with the Funko Pops that have been all the craze for the last, I don't know, 10 years, does that sound about right? 8 years, 7 years, something like that. Anyways, it's the ultimate collectible with IPs. Lost $42 billion this year.
Oh gosh.
Largely due to tariffs. So there is talk that that might be it for the Funko Pops. And our good friend Andrew Saxon shared this news with me. He linked me the article, and my initial reaction was like, oh, finally, these fucking things. But then I realized, man, like, as far as collectibles go, Funko Pops weren't the worst collectible that's come out there. Like, at least it had IPs and it allowed you to like to explore your fandom. And I know, like, when something hits the collector market and you get rares and you get exclusive, and then people get fucking stupid and with the pricing and the gouging and the scalping and, you know, all that kind of shit. Like, that's the sucky part of the collector market. But by and large, it was just people buying characters that they enjoyed, especially on the cosplay side. You would just buy the characters that you cosplayed, and that was cool, right? So you look at things like what's the new thing, like La Boo Boo or whatever. I don't know what the fuck those are. I don't know why they're so popular. At least Funko Pop gave you something that you knew from an IP that you enjoyed. But
and even like some niche IPs, like you got like the same brand was coming out with music figures, right? You got Metallica, you got Slipknot. Like there's no Slipknot action figure range that you could go buy at some toy store that I'm aware of, except for Funko Pop. They did the Slipknot, right? That's cool. And then your buddy who's into Batman will go buy a Batman Pop at the same time you're doing it. It was really cool.
Yeah, how many different Funko Pops got made out there? Does anybody have a clue how many individual Funko Pops were done? I'd be curious.
Are we including the custom ones that you could create?
No, I've got a custom one. No, I just, like, how many official Funko Pops got released over the course of their runs? It's got to be like in the thousands.
So in 2023, there was over 13,741 unique Funko Pop characters. That was in 2023. So
say that again.
Wow.
How many?
13,741.
Yeah, they're estimating it's over 25,000 unique Funko Pops now.
Wild.
Only 20. That's actually surprising. There's only 25. I was expecting like way higher than that.
I was expecting higher too, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
many.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
especially once they got into like now it's gold, now it's silver. Now
I was close.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Andre,
unless they don't count those.
Yeah, Andre, you were the closest, but you were the only one guessing, so you went. Default.
David's in here. Mr. Thorne is saying, hello, Noah. Saw you on Michael Myers' podcast this week.
Hello.
Yeah, Noah's doing the rounds this week.
I'm on my press tour, guys. I'm on my press tour. No, I'm kidding.
Wow, I didn't know that, Andrew. That's kind of cool. When Bob Iger left Disney, he then bought out 25% of Funko Pop. I'm sure that's up until this year has done well for him.
Yeah.
Maybe not this year, but
no doubt.
Yeah. Yes, thanks for that tidbit, Andrew. And, of course, Christina, who's always hooking me up with stuff. Guys, if you have, remember the year Phoenix was basically 80% Funko Pop. Was, every year. What do you mean?
Yeah, every year. Yeah.
Which year are you talking about? Guys, if you have news items that you want to see us talk about here on the podcast, guys, and we are selective about what we'll put out there. This week, there was a lot of rumors that I put on there because there was just not a whole lot of news to go over. But especially if you got solidly sourced facts. Someone was sending me stuff. Someone sent me an article that said Ewan McGregor was going to be in the Ahsoka season 2. And then 5 minutes later, they were like, oh, wait, never mind. And they sent me another article that said he was not going to be in Ahsoka. So try to get me like sourced stuff, guys. Like a lot of the rumors that are coming out, some of the clickbait sites, we're just wasting our time and airtime and our breath doing those. So if you've got some stuff that's actually well-sourced news items and that relate to the geeky new world, please send them to me, and I'll be happy to go over them on the podcast on a weekly basis. And that's it for the news.
Unless it's a slow week.
Unless it's
then he'll go over anything.
What's that now? Nothing, apparently. He's just going to drink. Do I have to cue up the video? Terrible.
I have no controls here, guys. Community news.
Sorry, guys. Someone's asleep at the switch. Go ahead, Rob.
Speaking of Funko Pops, this last weekend, VonCon, where I won a whole box full of Funko Pops
I saw that.
Yeah.
from Capes and Chaos. Entered a raffle there and walked away with a whole bunch of Funko Pops. So they're all over the house right now. I don't know what half of them are because they're from anime properties. But
Surely your boys will know.
yeah, the thing about it, let's take a side quest for a second here. The thing about
Please.
anime, right? Is first of all, I think I speak for all of us here where we don't know anything about anime, but those who do know about anime, they're very particular, right? About their shows, their genres, their characters they
Sure.
like. Some anime is cool, some is creepy. And so I showed them the Funko Pop. They're like, we don't like those. Those are mine.
Wow.
Fine, I'll
Okay.
find somebody who does.
Wow. You got Wonder Woman, Iron Man, and Palpatine, apparently Tiffany's saying. Hopefully you know those ones.
Yes, those are the ones that are on the shelf behind the Captain Dad.
Ah.
Palpatine is right there. Those ones made the shelf.
Nice.
Actually, the Palpatine was pretty cool.
Yeah, they are pretty cool.
VonCon.
VonCon.
Rob, I have a quick question. Sorry. What's the body armor behind you to your right?
Oh, that is for the Magneto that I
Okay. Because I was like, that looks like Predator. No, I don't think your Predators have pectorals that big.
No. That's from another, I think that's based on Red Hood chest piece that I just painted in Magneto for my Magneto colors, and boom.
That was my armor for my Goblin armor was Batman armor, then it was Punisher armor, then it was Green Goblin armor. It's just thank you, spray paint.
Little tweak here, a little tweak there, and it's
Exactly.
something new, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So JS, VonCon.
Yeah, what a blast, man.
So fun.
We we were lucky to get in with these guys last year, and they wanted us back this year, and I'm so happy we went because what a freaking blast. The con went to 2 days this year. And they had a big guest this year. Bret the Hitman Hart was there, and Bret was only there on the Sunday. So unfortunately, everybody and their fucking grandmother went on Sunday, which made Saturday much slower of a day, which was kind of weird. Usually the Saturday is busier and the Sunday is slower. Sunday was freaking rammed all afternoon. The lineups to see Bret just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until there was nowhere for the lineups to go anymore. It was something else. Lots of cosplay, which was awesome to see. I love that this is another con that loves to push the cosplay side of things. So there was a lot of cosplayers. We were there. Capes and Chaos was there. Cosplay for a Cause was there. Noah was there. Abby, Concussion Cosplay was there. Across diagonal from us, just next to Noah. What was
Matt? I forget his name. I apologize, but I know his tag is mask on off. Let me pull up
Another anime thing, right? Didn't you have anime?
Yeah, he does mostly anime stuff. Yeah.
He had a big armor suit, and I don't know if
from anime.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it was all 3D printed. It looked foam from far away, but it was all. I'm pretty sure it was all 3D printed.
Yeah, it looked
Mask
cool.
on Off magazine was next to me.
Right. I'm sure there were other cosplayers now. I can't remember, but was there anybody else?
Tons of cosplayers.
Of the featured guests, no. It was technically us three, and then you guys and Cosplay for a Cause and Capes and Cause were like the community booths.
Right.
But I think there was only 3 or 4 of us like cosplay individual guests.
Right.
Really, really cool. Lots of talent. Lots of really cool talent.
Tons of cosplayers showed up.
Oh,
first of all, we at our booth, we had so it was me and Rob and Jen, and then on Saturday we had Andrew show up with Natasha, Nada and Chantal, Aisha, Valerian
Witch.
Valerian Witch, thank you.
Yep.
Who else showed up as well? I
To
know
your
I'm forgetting
booth?
people.
With Game of Thrones cosplays, you're talking about?
the
Candy
people
Cosplay.
that Candy Cosplay came by, which, although she was technically with
She-
the Cosplay for a
Yeah,
Cause
she was
folks.
already doing her own thing. But
Brooke was there with Cosplay for a Cause. With Capes and Chaos, obviously Tiffany was there. Phoenix was there. Not Phoenix. Funhouse was there. There's so many people.
Boomster Joe was there. I don't remember his name. Yeah.
Girl George.
Yes.
Kari,
So what's that?
is it Kari Cosplay?
Ikari was there.
Huge,
and then
huge crowd.
Trunks.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
Trunks showed up with his big,
Oh yeah,
his Pikachu and his Charizard
Eevee
and
yeah,
his
yeah.
Eevee and although the first day it wasn't even him, it was his nephew that was there with his costume. The second day it was actually him. We got to chat with him for a little bit. The TVX guys were there. Trevor brought his Sith thing. Oh, Toronto Vader and his Vader showed up.
I was gonna bring Vader up. Yeah.
Monarch Batman was there in a new bat suit, which looked pretty dope.
I think it was inspired by Absolute Batman. Talking about Absolute Batman
Yeah.
earlier, but yeah, that was really cool to see.
This Rose Has Thorns. Cosplay was there. Lady Akari, Toronto Vader. Keep naming them. I know there's more. Boomster Joe. We've already named all of these people. Eclipse Cosplay. Which one was Eclipse Cosplay? I can't remember now.
Tons
Anyway,
of people.
There
Tons
was
of
a bunch of people. There was a bunch of cosplayers, and it's one of those cons where it's a small big con, if that makes any sense. Like it's a small con, but it has that big con feel. There's a lot of people, and it's crowded, and people are having fun, and we have music playing, and people are dancing, and big cosplays, and like it was that kind of a weekend. Like it was a blast. I can't say it enough.
They had a contest on Saturday as well, right? Cosplay
They did.
contest,
They
which
did.
is not only all the people you mentioned, but tons of. It's great to see like a lot of the little kids coming in. There's
Yeah.
a lot of little kids there, and on Saturday, tons of them were there for the cosplay contest. So good to see that too.
Yeah, overall, VonCon, I mean, a hit for me. Hopefully it was a hit for the people attending and all the vendors. Hopefully the vendors had made some money.
I feel like this, and I don't know if
Chino BM too. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Andre was there, of course.
I won his prize though.
But you won his prize. Yes,
I think he still won something though.
There's only one blade. There's only ever going to be one blade.
He did do Blade on the weekend, actually. He did Blade on Sunday, maybe? I can't remember now.
Nice.
I know he did Blade on one day.
This is my first time going to VonCon, which was really, really fun. And I think one thing and because this is my first year really going to a lot of the smaller conventions, I mean that in the best way possible, like considering Toronto Comic Con and Fan Expo and everything. I'm still kind of surprised that there is so many Pokemon like card trader booths at these conventions. I'm not sure if that's been a regular thing, but like you were talking about the Funko Pops being super popular. I feel like now the Funkos have gone down and I'm seeing more and more card traders taking up. Like it was the same thing with GameX in Mississauga. Awesome Toy Show was more than I was expecting. And then especially VonCon, I wasn't expecting that many. But it was still really, really cool to see everything. Like the vendors were a really cool assortment.
A lot of these smaller cons are very, very heavy card cons. There's a whole subculture, if you will, of card conventions, right? I mean, it's a big thing. Like, how they have sneaker conventions now?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, cards are massive. They've always been massive, and they're always going to keep being massive, I think. Although they, over the years, have gone more from the sports cards to the Pokemon cards and those types of cards, right? Pokemon just so massive. All weekend at VonCon, we're seeing people with little, when you see people with like a briefcase full of money, well, they're card briefcases, right? They're hard shell locking card briefcases for their freaking cards, and I must have seen 100 of them over the weekend. So
yeah.
It's popular at these smaller cons for sure.
Yeah, the only thing those cases were missing was like a little handcuff and chain. Right?
Yeah. I will admit, I very rarely buy things at conventions, just because they're usually a little bit outside of my price range and everything. But I feel I watched a Mecha Godzilla figure. I've been looking for a certain size of Godzilla kind of figures, and I watched a Mecha Godzilla. I was like, I was gonna get up and go get it. I literally was like, "Where's my wallet? I'm gonna go get it." And I looked over and I watched the guy hand over the cat, pick it up and leave, and I was like, "No."
Was that the guy at the booth, like 2 or 3 booths down from you?
Yeah.
He had these amazing giant Bebop and Rocksteady that were probably like, 2 feet tall, and I was like, and
they were gone. They were gone like an hour later.
Yeah, they were. I'm sure.
I'm surprised the Galactus. He had one of those massive Galactus figures, and it was still there. I think by the end of the weekend, which I was surprised, especially with Fantastic Four out right now. There's a really, really cool booths. I took a look at the McFarlane booth as well, and met one of the guys there, and that was really, really fun just to kind of talk. We're talking at Arius Legacy's booth primarily, but still just kind of talking about McFarlane and the figures and all that kind of stuff. And it was really, really cool just to see some of the figures that I've seen online but never actually seen in person, because they don't always make it to a GameStop or whatever. So like seeing their big Godzilla figure, for example, that was really, really cool. And I wasn't able to kind of see where you could get the figure, but that was really, really fun seeing that. And it was tons of fun. I definitely want to go back next year.
I had never seen a con do what these guys did, where on Saturday night they changed the setup.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of vendors and exhibitors that were there on Saturday were only there Saturday.
Yeah.
And then on the Sunday, they added booths down that hall where we were. And the whole back corner of the main hall was all set up for the photo ops with Brett Hall, right? So instead of having that set up all weekend, they took that space to add some extra vendors for the Saturday. And then on the Sunday, those vendors were like, Roberto was only there on the Saturday. I never even got a chance to go to his booth and say hi. We saw him quickly. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, no worries. I'll talk to him on Sunday, right? But then they weren't there on Sunday. Those booths weren't. I went down and I was like, this is not.
Yeah. It was like a quarter of that main room just for the signs. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird. I also, at VonCon, bought a comic. And this is the 13 books
Very good.
in the one. I think I was telling Rob this. When I was a kid, I was lucky enough that one of my best buddies, well, for one, his dad had a business and he worked for his dad. So he always had loose money to spend on records and comics. And so he had a long box waiting for him every week at the comic book store. And when these came out, I remember reading them, but I never owned them. But that was 30 years ago. This came out in 95, 96. Like, this is like 30-year-old story, The Long Halloween. I think it might have been 95. I had forgotten how good of a story this was. I've read it already, and it is fan-freaking-tastic. Rob, I know when you saw it, you were going to grab it as well, and I snatched it out of your hands and said, nope, this was mine. But you can borrow it and read it, because this is probably one of my favorite Batman stories that I've ever read. It's fantastic.
Well, and it inspired so many other great stories, like the Hush story, right? The Hush is almost a direct, sequel in a way.
Well, a lot of the bits
there's
from
a lot
this,
of connections,
right? Like the Joker trying to kill everybody at the parade. Right, from Batman 89. That's directly out of this story. Harvey Dent, how he, during the trial, gets acid in his face. That's from this story. Like, there's so many iconic bits of Batman that were reused over time that came from this story, right? So,
yeah, I bought Hush at the same booth.
Ooh,
nice.
So that's what. Saw that on Saturday. Hush was there, so I picked that up, and then Sunday we went back and told Jess where to find it. And
he's like, I found Hush right here, and I was like, ooh, The Long Halloween.
And I'm like, fuck, you got any more copies of that?
Hush is a good story too. The video, the animated version was a little bit weird. It was one of those
Motion comic,
pick
right?
your own adventure thing, right? Where you choose the path and it's got like 5 or 6 different endings. Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, and speaking of weird, Sunday after they moved all the tables around and whatnot, we had the next morning the White Power Ranger was beside us.
Yeah.
Tommy
Yeah.
Oliver. Yeah.
And poor guy had nobody at his booth all day long. Actually, at like 3 o'clock, he packed up and left.
Yeah. I saw that.
It might have been earlier than that. And
He had one guy come up to him, I saw, I think, at least one, who like really geeked out over him. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was it.
That was really too bad. I'm to be honest, I was a little bit surprised. Usually Power Rangers are big hits at all the cons.
But you're competing with Brett, right? Like that was the hard part. I think Jen at one point said that everyone in the con is not buying anything. They're all in line. Like if you're not a guest or a vendor, you're probably in line to go see Brett. Like it was such a busy day on Sunday.
Yeah.
It sucks, but I can kind of see why it may have been a bit empty than another con.
Well, all I know is it was busy as hell. There was a lot of people, and I had a freaking blast. So VonCon, good job.
Absolutely.
Hope this was worth it this year, and I hope you keep it 2 days because I don't want to keep going.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the other cons coming up, or do we want to get into something else?
Well, we can talk about it quickly. Fan Expo, just a week and a bit from now. Well, actually, not true. A week exactly from now. It starts Thursday night.
Yeah.
Jeff, you're going to be there all week. Have you gotten any tickets yet? Or
Yep. So I bought my 4-day pass.
Yeah.
I'm going up on Thursday with our friend Robbie, Grace and Greg Cosplay, and Alicia of Wonderland. I'll be coming back with Crazy Mike on the Sunday.
Yeah.
So got the lineup all sorted out and such. So yeah, it should be a good time. Lots of drinks, lots of fun, lots of good times with all the friends and stuff. So we'll see what happens. I'm back to work Monday, so that's going to suck a little bit. But I am off all next week, so I'll have like a week to sort of prepare my liver for the 4 days. And then, and then we'll see how much of that weekend I remember. Because
you do that every year, don't you? Like this is your vacation week every year.
Yeah, I take this same week off every year to kind of get me because I can't get the next week off. But instead of trying to book the Thursday and Friday off of work, I just take the week off, and that way
that makes sense.
I could use the previous 3 days if I do have any con crunching to do. Get all my shit packed up, get it all ready to go. Make whatever.
Smart idea.
Yeah, so. We'll see what happens, man. Nothing really, quote unquote, I guess new. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing Cronin on Friday, so that'll be the first time I bring that out. And with Richard feeling better, I hope he's feeling better. And we should be doing a team up on Friday, him as Hellboy, me as Cronin, and ideally going up to meet Ron Perlman that particular day and say hi.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, other than that, just hanging out with the lads and having some steam whistles. And I don't know why we even go to the con. I feel like we just need to dress up and just go hang out at Steam Whistle all day. Maybe we should do an event there of some kind someday. I don't know, but
yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to trying to do something in the area, but outside of the con, right? Like if you look at San Diego Comic Con, there's more going on outside around the con than there is inside now, right? So I wouldn't be opposed to doing something like that.
Daydream.
Me and Rob, I think we might show up on Saturday. If we go, it'll be on Saturday. Like I was saying, I'm moving this weekend, so I'm gonna be in boxes, buried in boxes, still by the weekend, right? So, because I'm working all week.
I'm sure you will.
So so we might show up on the on the Saturday. In terms of what we do, are we gonna go even into the con? I don't know. I wouldn't even be opposed to dressing up and hanging out outside and going, like I said, hanging out Steam Whistle and wherever everybody's hanging out.
Yeah, it'll be.
We'll see.
It'll be, it'll be the hotel bar or Steam Whistle, depending on how hot and tired and miserable we are. It'll be one of those.
yeah.
We'll
If
let
it's a
you know if
really
you're gonna
hot
be
weekend,
here.
it'll
Yeah.
probably be the hotel bar. But
Especially Saturday, I'll be wearing boomerangs, so I'll have all kinds of pockets. So I'll have my phone on me. So text me if you are coming in, and I'll let you know wherever the hell we are at that point. So
perfect.
yep. Stormcrow and Offworld. Yeah, I like both those places. They're just too far. Steam Whistle's right behind, and then the hotel bar is in the hotel where we're staying. So Stormcrow's like you got to like Uber out to Stormcrow and back. It's a beautiful place, but I mean, it's to me, it's never quite been beautiful enough to be worth the drive over there or getting over there from the con. So yeah. Anywho.
Yeah. So I mean,
any more community news as far as that goes, Rob?
I mean, not in terms of Fan Expo. No, London Comic Con coming up after that. Obviously, we're going to be doing our 200th episode of this show live on stage.
I know.
That's exciting.
Live on stage at Comic Con, London Comic Con. That's going to be amazing.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yep, that'll be fun. Anything else we want to talk about for that?
Well, we are doing an after party again at London Comic Con this year, which is actually being facilitated by London Comic Con this year. They
very cool.
With a new spot, because frankly, I'm not going to name any names, but the service that we got, the place we went to the last 2 years, is a little bit bonkers to me. We booked this place. We let them know we're going to be like 60 people plus, and both years they only had one person serving the whole bar.
I will say though, the person who was doing it last year hustled their ass off.
100%. 100%. But like, come on, like we're telling you in advance, months in advance, that there's going to be a bunch of us. So,
and I'm telling him too, I'm like, brother, and I said it specifically, I'm bringing 70 plus people to your bar specifically against the better wishes of half the community, by the way, because the reputation your bar has. But we're still coming to you guys anyway, because you get this great kick-ass patio. Your food's okay. Your pricing is amazing. Give me at least 2 servers. I'll take 2. I'd like 3, but I'll take 2. Yeah, no problem. No problem. We get there, 1 fucking server. Yeah. So
and we're
done.
Worst case, it's not like it was the first year last year either, right? Like
no, it was the second year.
We did it.
Same problem the first year. We brought even more people last year. I'm sorry. Yeah. You hate our money? Cool. We're not coming back. So it's going to be at Krabby Joe's this year, which is like 2 doors down from where we were the previous 2 years. It's that Krabby Joe's is fucking huge. So they're not going to have any problem accommodating us. So come one, come all. There might even be another giveaway.
Oh, there is.
Ooh.
If you guys seen our Instagram stories over the weekend, TVX has graciously agreed to donate a Darth Vader replica lightsaber.
Wow.
Eric Larson, if you're watching, you are not allowed to participate in this. You've already won the fucking lightsaber, the previous one.
Yeah.
You are exempt.
Yeah. So a Darth Vader lightsaber. So I think I don't even want to know how much it's worth, to be honest, because it doesn't really matter. They're giving it away, and somebody is going to win it. And it's probably my favorite lightsaber of all the lightsabers in the Star Trek universe.
Well, you're not allowed to participate, sir.
Am I not? I mean,
no, you're not. You're facilitating the draw. You can't participate. What are you talking about? Look at this. Andre's already licking his fucking chops over there, rubbing his hands. Amazing. Now, what about that Boo Bash, Rob? I keep hearing about this Boo Bash that I'm coming down for, that I made arrangements to come down for to hang out with you fucking nerds. What's that all about?
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised to see today that looks like JS has sent them some images, and we got some material out. Yeah, so Oshawa Boo Bash. Yeah, so it's going to be an outdoor festival, October 18th, which is in Oshawa. They do a big, huge event in about a month from now, actually. Called Convergence, where they have a bunch of live bands. It's been very successful over the last 3 years, so it looks like they're launching a Halloween-themed sort of smaller version of that.
Cool.
October 18th, there's going to be live bands that fit the horror genre.
The Halloween theme.
Halloween-ish theme. I'm sure you've Cybertronic Spree. You've probably seen them. I mean, they're not horror, but they dress up. They cosplay as like Transformers. There's like 5 or 6 of them. They're a band. They're going to be there. So all day they have this going on from 1 to 10 p.m. Bands there, large outdoor market. It's kind of like they've closed off a big intersection downtown, and at all four ends of the streets, they've got different, themed attractions, photo opportunities, and we're gonna actually be I'm not sure if we're gonna be at one of the ends of that, or we're gonna get to do our own thing, kind of in the middle of the street. But gonna bring the throne there. I think we're gonna try to
do something special.
Something special.
Yeah, it won't just be the throne setup that we usually have. So if you want to come and check it out, come and check it out, because this is a Halloween themed street festival.
Yes.
So there's gonna be all sorts of stuff, right? Vendors and haunts and scare actors and like Rob was saying, there's gonna be a stage with a live band, and so yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, so
sounds like fun.
Yeah, Boo Bash, October 18th, right downtown Oshawa. Come one and come all. It's gonna be amazing. I know. Tiffany was also mentioning the 519 haunt. Our buddy Steve Jones is also putting on a haunt out in London. Although, if I'm not mistaken, Steve's is happening a couple weekends in a row. If I remember correctly, it opens that weekend, but then it runs through Halloween, whereas Boo Bash is only on that day.
That's cool.
One day, October 18th. Yeah,
but there are a lot of cosplayers on this side of the GTA, being the east side. So anybody in the area, we're going to be there doing our thing, and it's a great opportunity to bust out your horror cosplays.
Yeah, Richard,
and do your Halloween theme, Richard. Yeah, kind of expecting he's going to be there. Yeah, hopefully you're feeling good for that, and yeah, come on out.
I'll try and get my Terminator cosplay up and going for that, because that'd be fun.
Yeah, for sure. That's gonna be it for community news for now.
Guys, we're 56 minutes in, and we haven't even talked to Noah about his new project. So I think we're gonna skip this week's rant. Jeff, you're gonna grind your gears for next. Oh no, you're not here next week. We'll do your grind your gears in a couple of weeks. How's that?
Couple weeks.
I know. I'm sure it's gonna still grind your gears at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same the topic. I'm
But we can wait.
sure. Yeah. And maybe we keep our geek debate as well.
Yep, we'll save that one. Yep,
we'll save that one for maybe next week or the week after. We do have a new geek debate intro, which sucks that we're not going to do it. I don't know if Silky's still in the chat, but. Hold on. So I'm gonna spoil it right now a little bit, and I want to go back to London Comic Con very quickly. We're going to be doing our live podcast on stage at London Comic Con. I do need to confirm with Jake and make sure that all of this is all cool and that this is all going to be able to happen. But our idea is, for one, we're going to have a guest. So Jake told me that we could pick whichever guest that we want, and we'll have that guest for a half an hour on the stage. So I think what we'd like to do is we'd like to do the first half of the show as our regular segments, and then the second half of the show be an interview with the guests. And on the big screen, play our little segment videos. I think that's going to be
that. Honestly, the hold on is one of my favorite, I think, memes ever. I love it so much. Oh my goodness.
Silky's saying she's still here.
So good.
Thanks for the intro, Silky.
Thank you.
We're gonna make use of it. Hey, Jeff.
Boy, howdy. Are we ever? Yeah, fucking. Stop fingering me.
I think it's time, because we haven't done this segment in a while, for a cosplay corner.
I love how much Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cosplays make it into that. It's great. Have you guys ever noticed?
Yeah, I
like it. It's cool.
At London last year, it was the Celebration 40.
That's right. Yes.
40 years of Celebration or whatever it was. We actually got to meet Kevin Eastman. the creator of the Ninja
Oh,
Turtles.
that's right.
Just did an interview with
His
him.
sole Canadian stop on his tour
Wow.
for the 40th anniversary was London Comic Con, and we got a chance to sit down with him for 10 minutes, and he was very gracious,
That's awesome.
and kind, and it was a great interview. So, yeah,
That's so cool.
yep.
Noah, obviously,
Hi.
we want to talk about you a little bit while you're on here with us.
Aw.
For one, you've been working on a new cosplay.
Yeah.
You've been posting some sneak peeks on Instagram. You want to give us a little bit of an update on, or maybe let everybody know that might not know what it is that you're working on. That you're trying to release next week.
So I'll show some concept art because it's really the only thing I have that kind of shows the full thing on my phone. So this is original concept art I designed for Rhino from Marvel and specifically Spider-Man villain Rhino. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Those legs are digitigrades, which means it's like a dog leg is how I describe it. I made using Home Depot materials, which is probably not the safest materials in the world, but whatever. These stilts that make my leg digitigrade. It's my little take on Rhino. And so Rhino is honestly, I would say about 70% built at this point. And every time I add...
Fan Expo is a week away.
That's correct.
And you just said Rhino is about 70% built.
Built. There's no painting. There's no paint on it yet. There's no sealer. I haven't heat sealed anything. So I will be at Fan Expo. I'm going to say this now. I will be at Fan Expo on the Saturday. I don't know what time. I'm aiming kind of early afternoon. And I will be premiering, I guess is the word to use, my Rhino cosplay. I've been working on Rhino for 3 years, which is a wild thing to say out loud. But it's been a really, really cool adventure. It has stretched me and grown me in way too many ways. But it's been a lot of fun. I did hobby electronics for the first time so that I've got some fans in the helmet. Mm-hmm. To kind of give people an idea, it's with the horn, I'm estimating to be about 8 feet tall because the stilts push me up. And then I'm also kind of like on my tippy toes a little bit on top of that. And the helmet sits a bit higher than my head as well. So at its base, I'm going to be about, he just rounded up. Yes, that's accurate. After this, I will actually be going down and spending another 2.5 hours working on leg stuff. I've been practicing walking on stilts. I posted a few videos showing me doing that. I won't be able to do any sprinting or walking very, very fast, but I will be able to walk in this thing. So yeah, that's kind of the big cosplay that I've been working on. There's going to be a little bit of light work on it. The eyes light up on either side of my head. And so, yeah, it's really exciting to have that done. Thankfully, the paint job is really simple. It's just a lot of gray. And I'll take time afterwards and I'll try and add some details and stuff. I have this idea to put some, because the character is originally supposed to be kind of Russian mob. And so I've looked into some Russian kind of gang tattoos that are like in the Hollywood sphere enough that they aren't, you know, you're not going to deal with like any Bloods or Crip type stuff. So I'm going to have that on the suit to kind of symbolize Rhino.
Russian mob's not going to come.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think so. No, that's my hope at least. So that'll be really, really cool. I'm really, really excited for it because again, it's been a 3-year project and it's Rhino doesn't get cosplayed enough, and I think I'm going to do him some justice. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I remember on Saturday, I think I said to JS, I was like, he's going to do that Fan Expo? He hasn't even painted it yet.
Yeah.
He's on crushing like a
started painting
motherfucker.
it. Yeah, like he must have started painting. He's like, no. He's like, he's just posting updates and there's no paint on it.
Yeah, I lost about a month really because of my surgery that happened at the end of March.
Yeah.
And all of April was kind of like, I was just trying to do as little stuff as possible. And this is like the stilts, for example, just the metal and the wooden frame, not the foam on top, is about 25 pounds per stilt.
Wow.
I wasn't supposed to carry more than 5 pounds on my own for a few weeks. So I lost all of April to work on it. And then it took me some time to get back into that. Because like when you're off and you're not doing a lot of exercise, all of a sudden you try and get back in, and like you're gonna sprain something, and all. Unfortunately, that happened.
yeah.
Then I had a shin splint on top. Like it was unfortunately it just kept compounding, and so, but it's gonna happen. I've said to myself, this is going.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Everyone on the podcast, no, I have to say this. There's no fucking way you're gonna have this done in a week.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's gonna be done.
For you guys.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah,
like,
no.
Fuck you, I'm not going to. So I expect the same big energy from you, Noah. So
kind of give people an idea. Let's see if I can get a. Oh yeah, there we go. Here's an idea. So the big arm piece I have to remake. It's actually too big. But to kind of give you an idea of how big this thing is going to be, guys, that's me with the body armor and the shoulders and the helmet. So
yeah, it's gonna be massive.
Yeah, and that doesn't have the big engines that I made, so you can kind of see the engines come off the back even more. And
we were talking about the engines a little bit earlier. You know, you posted those on, I guess, Tuesday, or I forget when you posted them. Either way, it doesn't matter. That's the point. The suit is very like Japanese anime Gundam style inspired, it feels like.
Yeah, I wanted to. I love the conversation in Spider-Man No Way Home where it's like, you have a robot rhino? That's so cool. I want a robot. Like, I love that idea. But I also looked at The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and as much as I love that movie, that rhino design is atrocious.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man, the video game, came out for PlayStation 4, and oh my goodness, Rhino looks amazing. That is a phenomenal Rhino design. And I wanted to land somewhere in between. So in my mind, I had this idea that I wanted, I'm a really big fan of the video game Anthem, and they have digitigrade legs on their mech suits. And so I've always loved that look. And I thought Rhino, the idea of Rhino sort of like Juggernaut, right? Like once he gets going, it's hard for him to stop, and he runs and all that kind of stuff. So I thought the digitigrade legs would add to that look. And it would add to this idea of a robotic rhino because the back legs are kind of shaped like that. And so I wanted to skirt the line and kind of go almost like this is what the Amazing Spider-Man rhino should have been. It should have been an Ironmonger style mech suit. I'm not saying it shouldn't have been a mech suit, but like a robotic rhino versus a rhino inspired mech suit is kind of the difference. And then I also looked at a bunch of like video game stuff for drones and like futuristic helmets where they're kind of prisms. And so I said, oh, that's really cool. It's like a sledgehammer almost. And Rhino's head is like, you know, he could just bash his head into things. So I looked into all of that. And then he's also I wanted him to be big. Like I want photos of Spider-Man cosplayers standing or like crouching, and I am towering over them. And like you guys, when you saw my Green Goblin for the first time, you realized, oh, I didn't realize you were 6'3". So you're like a massive goblin. I'm then taking that like a 1.5 feet taller with Rhino. So everything proportionally has to happen. So everything's bigger. Everything's puffed out for me. The thighs, I've got like upholstery foam on the inside so that the foam sits off like 1/2 foot in one direction. And all of that. Like it's such a cool design. Not to pat myself on the back, but I'm so proud of the design. And so far I've been able to execute that design so faithfully that I'm like, it just gets me even more excited about previewing it, or
debuting it.
Debuting, that's the word. Debuting.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it. It looks awesome.
I have like a daydream in my head where I want to get a photo of me with like a lineup of Spider-Man trying to like waiting for a photo. Because again, like it's one of those villains. It's like your Doc Ock tentacles, right? Like once a Spider-Man cosplayer sees it, they like immediately want to come over. So my hope is that Rhino is going to be the same thing. And then I'm 8 feet tall, so I'm going to stand taller than most people.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about those big giant costumes is everybody's going to know you're there, right? Like you're going to be towering over everybody. No, there's nobody in that room that aren't going to see you and they're going to say, "Oh, what the hell is that?" Right? Look at that giant robot. Yeah, it's going to be something else. You've also released a new project, another project.
I have. Yes.
You put together what you're calling cosplay build kits.
Yes.
Where you're putting together, it's kind of like there you go. Imagine buying like a Star Trek model kit, right? Where you get all the pieces to build the ship. Well, this is all the pieces to build whatever that specific kit is, whether it be a Batman cowl or pouches or the tactical helmet or whatnot. You've got 4 different ones. Is that correct?
Currently 3. So I've got my pouches, I have my Special Forces helmet, and I've got my Batman cowl. And so, yeah, you nailed it on the head. I also think of people who do any knitting. You can buy crochet kits where you get like the needles, you get all the yarn that you need, and then you get to make like a little baby Yoda or something. It's all kind of knitted together. That was the original idea that my wife had. This is not my idea. I am simply executing my wife's brilliant plan. And so I've got like my pouches there. You can see that. So the build kits come, you can buy them online, or if I'm at a convention with a booth, I will also be selling them physically, so you can save on some shipping. Basically, these build kits come with all the foam, specifically how I make them. Because when you buy a template online, I do recommend certain thicknesses of foam and certain kinds of foam, but if you can't get a hold of it, it's not the end of the world. This is all the foam that I would use. It's all the right angles. It's all been cut out correctly. It's all been marked out correctly. And so all you have to do, it comes with some glue.
The glue.
I include the glue, exactly. So it comes with glue. It comes with scrap foam so that if you haven't used cement glue or contact cement before, you can practice using it, because I know a lot of people haven't. You don't have to use the glue. I'm simply providing it. And then the tutorial is free online on my YouTube, because all my tutorials are. But I specifically make them so that it's just the building, because normally in my regular tutorials, I show you how to cut it out and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about that this time. So this project and this initiative, really, because I'm going to be coming out with build kits kind of going forward. I have 2 other ones that I'm planning on launching pretty quick here, probably after Fan Expo, because I just don't have time to do anything else. It is aimed at beginner cosplayers, and specifically beginner foam crafters, or people who want to try foam crafting. And my templates really target those who go, I don't know how to make this. And I go, here, let me show you how to make this. Here's the template. Just follow my instructions. You still have to be good, like, okay with cutting, like with cutting the foam. You still have to have a cutting mat or somewhere to cut the foam. You need to know how to get the foam, or at least, have the ability to try and go find the foam, whether or not that's at your dollar store or a craft store. However, those caveats and those requirements leave out a whole group of people that are brand new, that have no idea what craft foam is. They don't have a cutting board, whether or not they're in an apartment and they don't have room for it. Some people just aren't comfortable around knives. And that's a real thing. And so what the build kit does is it reduces all of that and go. So I have a silly little tag that I don't think I've ever published or anything, but no foam, no glue, no problem build kits. You get everything. I show you how to use everything. I have a little intro kind of going before you start. Watch the tutorial first, so you're a bit more familiar with the process. Then go and it's reducing the requirements of the user that much more, so that you can just get to building. So all you have to do is you have to build it, but I have the tutorial, so you can watch that. There's no problem. And then you paint it. And that's completely up to you. It'll always be up to you. And that's really what it's about, though, is it's trying to get beginners who aren't super comfortable with foam crafting or don't know really where to get anything. And then all the foam things that I'm going to choose are, there are going to be some niche. Like, I'd love to get my Green Goblin, the full mask, available as a build kit, because a lot of people like it. And then, but also foundational stuff. The Batman cowl, a foam Batman cowl, is a pretty basic template, at least for the foam crafting world. So I'm going to have that. My pouches, which end up being like my most popular thing that I sell on my Etsy. Those, again, everyone needs pouches, whether or not it's medieval cosplay or a Marvel cosplay or what have you, Batman cosplay. And then the Special Forces one is kind of my guilty pleasure, the whole Special Forces range. But it's a great helmet, especially considering the real thing will run you like $125 on Amazon. You pay $25 and you've got the foam version, and then you can augment it with however you want. So it gets people there. It's cheaper. It's more affordable. It's more efficient in some cases, but it's also more approachable. It's reducing the requirements it needs to actually foam craft. And so I'll be doing things like my gauntlet, my neck seal. I'll be doing a bunch of other things like that. As I get body armor, I'll do that. It's really just that initiative of, yes, I do templating, and I'm not going to stop doing templating. It's more like I'm going to do both things at the same time now with certain products, and go, those who want to do templating and work on templates and have the wherewithal or the ability to kind of work off of a template, fantastic. If you still don't and you prefer, I talked to cosplayers that I commissioned me to make templates for them. They told me after I talked to them about build kits, they went, if there was a build kit for this, I would have purchased that. Because they're just not super confident in foam crafting, which I still encourage you to try because foam crafting is great. And I think the more you do it, the better you're going to get, the more comfortable you're going to get. But yeah, so that's really the kind of the pitch with the build kits is it's something new. I have yet to see something like this in the cosplay community. And so it's not the only reason I'm doing it, but I feel like there's a massive step between I'm interested in making foam armor and making foam armor. My templates have helped on that last half, but there's a whole group of people that don't get to that point. And this is hopefully giving them a way to start doing that and or just making a costume. You know, I mean, you could buy multiple build kits and make a whole Batman cosplay if you wanted, right? All the armor and then the fabric is separate. But you know, that's a whole other thing. So yeah, we got to talk about them at VonCon. As the video showed, I kind of like took one apart and showed you. So yeah, I mean, this is what the physical thing is. So when you go to a con, you'll get this nice little baggie with this nice little label. When you order it, it'll be in like a nice white pouch. You'll still get the same label, but it'll be shipped and packed a little bit differently, obviously. So yeah, that's the build kit. If you know someone who's interested in foam crafting, or you yourself are interested in foam crafting, and you would like a build kit of one of my templates, I would love to provide that for you. So you can reach out to me via Instagram. My email is also on there. Or if you've ever gotten my business card, my email's on the back there. It's freakishworkshop.contact@gmail.com. You can reach out to me either way, or on Etsy yourself. But yeah, it's not my idea, but I fell in love with it the minute my wife told me about it. And I have a list of things that I want to make as a build kit, things that are niche, like say the Goblin helmet, but also basic enough, like basic torso armor or basic torso shape. That kind of thing will also be. And they're also available in different sizes as well. If you order online, there is like an ordering menu you have to go through. And it's just basically kind of small, medium, large, extra large. And then extra large is what fits me. So yeah, no, it's I'm really, really excited about it.
So let's say somebody goes to your website, your Etsy, and sees a pattern for, I don't know, give me an example of a pattern or your Predator.
Predator masks. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They see the pattern for your Predator biomask and like, this is cool, but, you know, can you make me a build kit for that? Is that something that they can do? They can
Great
reach
question.
out and you...
It's actually funny.
Together a kit.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. B, the Predator biomask is going to be one of the things I'm making as a build kit anyway.
There you go.
Specifically Jungle Hunter, just because it's the basic mask, right? Everyone knows that mask. There are certain things that are just either like too big. Like I've played around with the idea of a sword, and I'm still trying to figure out the logistics of that, because usually with a sword you want something kind of stiff in the center, which then makes shipping a little bit harder.
Yeah, Jeff.
I will be doing a video soon in the fall where I'm doing like a kind of dollar store series where it's I'm gonna make a sword using only dollar store materials and show you how easy it is. And I'm doing that with like elven armor, for example, as well. I've got a couple of things like that. But yeah, absolutely. When it comes to build kits, there are a few things that, you know, it's just because of Rhino right now. That's the only thing I'm doing. But I'm developing newer build kits, Predator Mask being one of them. That would be one of the niche ones. I may or may not come out with the arm computer and the wrist blades. But those are available via templating or digital templates. But yeah, absolutely. Like I would love to be able to do like custom build kits or anything like that. You can also commission me to make like original build kits. Let's say, I don't know, hey, I'd love a Red Hood mask build kit. Could you make me one? And I technically have like a superhero helmet that's kind of Red Hoodish. So I'd probably point you that way, or I'd make a build kit for that. But otherwise, yeah, like within reason, if it's something that's pretty easily shipped, because again, I don't want this to be a super expensive shipping thing. One of the best parts about just shipping foam is it's so light. It's so light and so packable. Like this is one of the biggest pieces that I have in build kits so far. And it's actually not that big compared to the packages that I have. And so it's super shippable, which means shipping's cheaper, which means the whole process is cheaper and more affordable. more attainable. That's the wrong word, but you know what I'm saying.
I bet a lot of that just fits in an envelope, right? And you just drop it.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's like these kind of plastic bubble wrap envelopes. Yeah, so I'm really, really excited about it. I've talked to cosplayers and non-cosplayers. I had a couple of conversations with people at VonCon that were just guests. I was explaining the build kits. I actually sold a build kit. I sold a Batman build kit over the weekend, which was really, really cool. So yeah, there's a lot of excitement for the people that I talked to, and I'm very thankful that there's a lot of excitement, and I hope that more and more people take advantage of it. Not just from a business standpoint, but just from I just want to see more foam crafters and more cosplayers, and hopefully, this is sort of the kind of like a half step between, say, like buying a cosplay pre-made from, I don't know, Ruby Cosplay, for example, or Ruby Cosplay Supply, or starting from scratch from absolutely nothing like I do when I make a cosplay material. This is sort of an in-between where you're still getting to make something and you get that feeling of making something, but I help you along the way, which is really, really cool. So
yeah, I was thinking about what you just said. Everybody sucks when they first start, but a lot of people give up on their first attempts, and so this is kind of gets you to step 2 where you can put it together, and the end of it, you have a pretty neat looking thing. And that maybe gives you inspiration to go, okay, I can do this. I can maybe try something else, whether maybe people would give up after their first attempt.
Yeah, like my pouches that I have. So in the pouch pack, I sell a small, a medium, and a large pouch, which are the 3 templates you get when you purchase the digital template. If you make the pouches and you go, oh, that's pretty easy, because guys, the pouches are really easy to make. You can go and buy the template, or I'm not going to say anything, but you could probably just trace out the pieces that I cut out for you on foam if you have it, and then just use it later. I'm not against that at all. You can then go back and buy a template and make more of them. Now you know how to make them. You're a little bit more comfortable with it, or try something new from my Etsy. And that's sort of the hope. The hope is that it gets people more or kind of, they believe in themselves a little bit more with foam crafting, and helps them on.
And you have that with your Special Forces helmet that you just showed us the build kit there. You have other templates that go along with that, correct?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So the Special Forces helmet is a foundation piece, is what I call them. So it's like a foundation piece where I've got my superhero helmet, where you can really use it for Red Hood. You could use it for Baron Zemo, like I did. You could use it for a lot of different superheroes or villains. They're a foundation piece. You can jump off of it. So the Special Forces helmet, I do have headphones, night vision goggles, and a battery pack that are all, you can buy them via templates. The battery pack isn't live yet, but the headphones are. So you can go ahead and buy those extras if you would like, but this gets you at least the helmet, which ends up being a really expensive piece if you try and buy an airsoft version, $85 to $125 if you're not careful. The template is like $5 online to buy the digital template, or $20 more to buy the foam thing. And again, like even if you guys watch the YouTube for my Special Forces helmet, I then go in with dollar store stuff like headphones, dollar store gaming headphones. I rip the earmuffs off of them and add them to the foam, so it's a bit more comfortable. I add the gaming mic to it, so it looks like I've got like a radio in front of it. I add like a headlamp mechanism so that my night vision goggles come down and I can put them back up. So you can really take these foundation pieces and run with them if you want to, which is why the Special Forces is one of the first build kits I added, is because it's a pretty complicated piece that I'm hoping to make simpler and more. There's a lot of military cosplays out there, and this is one of those things that I think would help a lot of people.
Very cool.
Damn. I mean, listen, I think it's a great idea. I think you're right that it makes the accessibility to foam crafting that much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, like you say, people get intimidated. Rob has a great point. A lot of times people try it the first time and maybe they don't know how to cut foam, and then the first time they're realizing, oh crap, this is not what I thought it was, and my lines are all crooked, or they're all jagged, or my foam's ripping, or why does this not work? And
And I
You
still
know?
have all those problems now.
I do too. Yeah.
For as much
Right.
as what I've done, I suck at 45s. Right.
Right. So it can be frustrating for people sometimes. So I feel like this is giving people that ease of being able to say, yeah, I made it, but I bought a kit. So yeah,
Mhm.
well, that's awesome, and they still get to paint it the way they want it and all that stuff. So that's
Exactly. There's still some things you do have to do yourself. But I figured like that's what you would do anyway if you bought an airsoft helmet and you're like, well, it's black and I want it to be blue. Well, I'll have to paint it anyway. So
Mhm.
that I leave up to the people, to the masses. But
very nice. Guys, we've been on for almost an hour and a half, and I can
Mhm.
see old man over there starting to fade away here slowly as we're
I'm
getting
still
closer and
awake.
closer to his alarm ringing for him to go to work. But Noah, thanks for coming on, man, this week.
Of course, thanks for having me.
We got to spend the weekend with you. You're on this week. We're probably going to see you on Saturday, and then we're for sure going to see you in London in a couple weeks. So that's going to be
Yes.
very cool. Man,
Mhm.
it's awesome that you're in the area now, right? Now you can come to all these cons. So that's
I'm so stoked. I've had so much fun this year.
I bet it's been amazing. Gents, any final parting words before we call this one a night?
We will see you probably, asterisk, next weekend at Fan Expo, maybe.
I will not be on the show next week, guys. I will be at Fan Expo all 4 days. So if you're there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if you check my Instagram, Messiah Complex Cosplay, you can see what my lineup is all 4 days. You can hopefully run into us. Our boy Richard Bakari Cosplay there has confirmed with me over text he will be in attendance. So he and I will be teaming up on Friday as Hellboy and Cronin, and hopefully we'll go up and get to see Mr. Perlman there, Hellboy himself, and say hi and get a couple of pictures or whatever. But yes, if you just check my Instagram, you can see what my lineup is. If you see me, come say hi, grab a picture, and hopefully you'll see the rest of these guys too at some point during the course of. So
I can guarantee you will see me before I see you. I can't see much in that.
Yeah,
helmet,
fair
so.
enough. Fair enough. And if you want to make sure you catch Jeff, just spend a couple hours at the Steam Whistle, and
you'll definitely catch me
sure-
there, or the hotel bar, or both, really, or neither.
Yeah.
Just send me a text, man. I'll let you know wherever it is that we're.
If it's anything like the usual Fan Expo, Jeff will spend the weekend going from the hotel bar through the con to Steam Whistle, through the con to the hotel bar.
I feel
through the
perfect.
He
con
really,
to Steam
he really
Whistle,
just,
through
he
the
just
con to the
buys
hotel
the,
bar.
he just buys the pass so he can use it as a shortcut.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to walk around,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, I'm sharing. Actually, this year I'm sharing a room with Michael Icon and with Christina. So it's going to be the three of us in the room, and I'm sure it's going to be an absolute fucking train wreck.
Oh yeah, this is
So-
gonna be
Woo.
yeah.
I don't expect to remember much.
You know
I'm
what-
sure I'm
you know
going to wake
what,
up on Monday morning and my liver is going to be sitting on the coffee table smoking a cigarette, going, "You fucking asshole."
Vintage human is fading
Yes,
fast.
he is.
Thank you,
So,
Dana.
see you next week at the show. I won't see you on the pod, but I'll see you guys at the show for sure.
Awesome. Noah, thanks again, buddy. Appreciate you coming on.
See you guys on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Thanks for watching, everybody. For the ones that are still sticking around, make sure you click that like button. We like those likes. It really helps propagate us through the YouTube sphere. If you're not following us, what are you doing? Click that like button. Click the follow button. Subscribe button on YouTube.
YouTube and subscribe. That's
All
correct.
of them.
Jesus,
Whatever the button at the bottom on the platform
Holy
that you're
God.
watching this on, click the button.
just hit the
It
fucking button.
costs
It's
you absolutely nothing.
zero.
And on YouTube, if you click the notification bell, it'll let you know
Hey.
anytime we go live
Perfect.
or upload a new video.
Woohoo!
That's gonna be it for now, though. Make sure you guys all stay geeky, and maybe we'll see you on Saturday. We'll see.
Bye.
Catch you guys later.
See ya.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Geek Boutique Podcast. Like always, if you prefer to listen to us, you can find us on all major podcast platforms. Now, make sure you don't forget to click that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to make sure you never miss anything.
Hey.
See, we're still live again.
Hey.
Do this again. Hey.
Hey.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Geek Boutique Podcast. Like always, if you prefer to listen to us, you can